And welcome to the Lao Jiaos Podcast. This is where we bring you unfiltered and unapologetic take on the news, current affairs, and all the things people pretend to understand. I'm your host, Jing Yong, and with me is resident Lao Jiao, Jordan. How are you doing this week, Jordan?
Hot weather, man, this week.
Yeah, damn hot, yeah. I just came back from outside. Walao eh, 不可以嘞，热死了。
All the Lao Jiao uncle is outside drinking kopi peng.
Orgao with ice.
The
The 15th of Chinese New Year just concluded a few days ago. So how was your whole Chinese New Year?
quite simple though. My family went to Thailand. I did not
Okay.
follow. Met up with some of my friends.
Talking about celebration, talking about spending time, talking about traveling. Have you heard of the new Disney cruise that is like finally, launching after, they say got delay and all this kind of thing?
Yes, I heard about the Disney cruise last year already. Looks like it was a very grand opening though, with Iron Man landing in Singapore.
Okay, so to give our viewers some context or our listeners some context, Disney's new adventure cruise ship is officially launched in Singapore, and they even brought in, like Jordan said, Robert Downey Jr. to christen the ship at Marina Bay Cruise Center, complete with all the Avengers style fanfare and online hype. Do you catch any videos or any clips of the whole ceremony online and what stood out to you?
Here and there lah. Then I go and Google see what's interesting. Yeah, it's like a theme park on the cruise. They have 7 different themes. Can just imagine how big the cruise is lah.
Yeah.
And then you still got roller coaster on top of the cruise.
Oh, I didn't know got roller coaster leh. Wow.
God, I just imagine what if the roller coaster malfunction, you just flew away into the ocean. Iron Man, save me!
But the past few cruises I take over the past few years, right? I didn't really like them because not much thing to do one. It's always the few bingo lah, then they got the kind of performances you need to pay money for lah. But the Disney one I see, right, is legit I feel that it's how to say like all your childhood dreams and fantasy come true kind of like all the Disney characters. Let's say you have a kid, you bring them on the cruise, right? I feel like they will enjoy the whole thing.
Yeah, I think this is the only cruise, right, that don't have casino. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct. I think so. I think so also, which totally welcome lah, because I feel that a lot of cruise that has casino have the I don't like the vibe lah. Yeah, I know a lot of lao lang like the vibe, the uncle auntie like
Yeah. So it created more like a family type of cruise than young adults partying all the way.
Just double confirm, Disney Cruise Line say the Disney Adventure will not have any casino on board. So kudos, I clap for you.
You can always create your own casino inside the room. Print out a lot of invitations, then you pass to strangers. Come to room 201. Speaking of which, right, we can move on to the segment of the week, which I'm talking about travel deals, which just nice, the landing of the Disney Adventure. So I check out the rates. Actually, it's not the cheapest compared to what Dream Cruise or
okay.
It's True K-Look lah. True K-Look is like per person is about 600 plus per person.
Wow, not cheap, bro.
For a 3-night cruise. I mean, that includes your meals already lah. But aside from your own expenditure of spending there.
Later the special shows, the special parade kind, then you need to buy ticket,
And I think they have 4 tiers, room tier. So they have the very basic. Then next is veranda deluxe. Then up to the suite kind. You get the balcony.
I thought when you say tier, right, it's like I thought diamond tier means I can go on a date with Snow White. Like wow, I will pay for that, yeah.
Then the girls will have a date with Thor.
How say family package?
The top tier I see, the price is like 5 digit.
Wow, crazy so expensive
It's like flying on a plane. Economy, premium economy, business, or first class. You choose.
True lah.
Yeah.
一分钱一分货啦, the Chinese say.
Will you go and try? Or will Disney sponsor us?
Disney sponsor us. We record a podcast episode on the cruise. This is the first cruise in a long time that I feel that more family friendly can try. But once you set the price, I'm like okay lah. 等有人包养我才 try. I just came back from Guangzhou, so the $600 already covered my accommodation and my air ticket there already. Before we get into our episode, a word from our sponsor.
And we're going to take a quick break in the podcast to thank our friends at CityMusic, one of Singapore's true pioneer in the music space. CityMusic has long been known as a go-to destination for musical instruments, but they've also been making big headway in audio and video equipment, especially for creators and podcasters. From guitars and pianos to audio interfaces, microphones, and even video recording equipment, CityMusic is true one-stop shop for everything music and content creation related, with options for every budget.
In fact, the audio you're hearing right now is recorded using the Zoom ZD-M1 mic, an amazing broadcast-style microphone that delivers professional quality sound on par with other big-name podcast mics, but at nearly half the price. It's proof that you don't have to overspend to sound great. Huge thank you to our friends at CityMusic, but for being a pioneer in the music space and for making sure creators, musicians, and podcasters always have the right equipment for whatever budget and setup they want.
CityMusic.
Powering your sound, your music, and your content.
And now, back to the episode. Alright, so our very, very first headline news is the flights from Middle East that bring Singapore home. Now, to give our listeners and viewers some context, of course, I think the airspace in the Middle East was recently closed because of the US attack on Iran. Singaporeans that were actually in Iran and the Middle East had problems coming back to Singapore. Flights from the Middle East carrying Singaporean passengers have started arriving home after days of disruption, with families waiting anxiously at Changi Airport to welcome loved ones who were stranded amid regional tensions and flight cancellations. Were you surprised that flights can so fast reach Singapore, the first batch of flight?
Like Singapore to Dubai, I think they have a daily flight there. So I think maybe some of them will catch the one that is already scheduled. Then the remaining space, they just give it to those passengers that's of help. The government will always prioritize the safety of the Singaporeans.
I think it really speaks a lot about Singapore's diplomacy. That that when this kind of thing happen, right, no matter is whose fault or who's what, right, like Singapore, as long as we work it out with the countries in place, right, then they will give us, or that they have the ability to bring Singaporeans back home lah. I just read the news today, right? It's not just Singaporeans, they also brought back some Koreans and other countries' people, so that when they come Singapore, they can then transit back to their country from Singapore lah.
Since I'm saving my own people, then whoever want to comes along to Singapore, then you guys just come on board lor.
In times of crisis like this, right, it's really when you see the country and their ability, how they handle this crisis and how powerful they are. So Singapore is one country that I feel that, I quite stunned that, this kind of thing happened. They can arrange for flight to leave and then come back to Singapore. Another country that I thought did very well was the Dubai government. They knew that a lot of tourists will be trapped inside hotels, cannot go back to the country ma. So the Dubai government say, all the tourists that cannot go back to your country, right, until you all can go back, all your stays in hotel, the cost the government cover. They just say, just tell hotels to cover them. Then this is really you are using your money to buy buy people's trust in you. It's not easy.
Yeah, all the pilot, like the SIA pilot, right? If such cases happen, they are also on a standby mode, like those Air Force.
Correct.
So cool.
I feel.
Based on what I've seen recently, there's this one guy that they interviewed. He tried to find ways to get the fastest possible tickets, but was all sold out lah. Like the Singapore government came in to send in an empty plane to send them home.
But I read in the Xinmin Daily News that a few months ago, the Thailand had flood, right? Also same thing. Once they had a flood, I think some Singaporeans were trapped in Thailand. And then when Xinmin Daily News interviewed some of the people trapped in Thailand, right, you could hear their fear when the wife said that, for a few days we didn't have any electricity and no no food, no electricity, no way out. Then the husband, right, had to because he had to say we were going to all die from hunger, so the husband had to go out and find food. Then they broke contact for 2 days, because the husband didn't know that he go out, then he lost, or another wave of the flood come, then he had to stay safe in another house, then cannot call, cannot tell. Then the wife had to wait for 2 days before the husband came back, and safely and say, hey, I'm back, with food, this kind of thing. This kind of war cannot come back or stuck in some place overseas is really one of the most harrowing and most worrying experiences that you can have, especially when you know that you're not in a position to change anything lah. Do you think Singaporeans will hesitate to travel to places in the UAE or Iran or Dubai in the future? Or do you think, once this die down for a while, everything will bounce back to normal?
I don't think this is a World War III.
Yeah.
It's just Trump doing his stupid shit. It won't last long lah. Just maybe give you a few months. I mean, it will cause a lot of trouble for now. Even F1 is going to happen in Bahrain in next month.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they are watching out for any news or any potential strike against. Yeah. So I think as of now, there's not much strike, right? Oh, only recently, there's this drone that hit Dubai airport.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but it was an accident. Someone accidentally flew the drone and hit at the airport. But they thought it was from Israel or US, but it's just...
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not.
I see.
At first, wow, this drone attack thing, scary.
Step one, really step two, getting more and more.
Yeah, it's all the advanced technologies, kali all the Avengers assemble.
Okay, so from planes coming home to horses breaking out, our second news is actually, I find it quite a cute news, and it's that video surface of two horses galloping along a road in Pasir Ris, trotting down the street alongside traffic and surprising drivers and passerbys before they were eventually secured and brought under control. Well, I want to ask Jordan, you confirm know about this news one because this is what everyone has been trolling about. But what were your first reactions to the news?
I was checking if this is AI.
Yes. Correct.
Because there's too many AI videos.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Got any AI marks there? Not no, don't have.
And one of the horse, the white color one, especially, it just looks like so, how to say,
So nice, right?
perfect, so nice. Then I'm like, okay lah. If you tell me it's AI, I understand because by right, horses not supposed to look so perfect, the skin, everything really quite nice. Yeah.
Come out of the last day of CNY, right?
Correct. Yeah, last few days. Then some more is the year of the horse. Yeah. So I really think the timing of the whole incident and like the way it manifested, the horse didn't attack anyone. They were just on the road, just galloping. And then it just felt like a very timely reminder that, this is the year of the horse.
The horse is from like a nearby farm, right?
Yes, it's from a nearby farm. Correct. I think they eventually gallop into this private area, the private landed estate. And then some of the landed estate people were very excited because like, hey, you ma leh. Then they came out, they talked to the horse, they take picture, all this. The horse I think calmed down for a while. Then finally the police sort of like cut off the horse, the front and the back lah. Then after that, the stable people came and collected the horses. So
you got a real Ferrari.
Honestly, Jordan, if let's say you are now on the road, right? If you really see horse like galloping past you, will you get distracted or not?
I'll get distracted, but at the same time, I'm scared that his foot will land on me, like through the windscreen.
Okay. I'm the passerby, right? And if the horse like look calm enough, I want to approach it and touch it, like stroke it, then I want to take picture with it.
Later he back you.
yeah, correct. I don't know whether people online will say like, approach horse cannot approach from the side, you approach from the front, this kind of thing.
You must caress their face.
Yeah, correct.
You don't go and touch their backside.
It's not a like big hoo-ha kind of incident, okay? Because I think maybe number one, nobody was really injured. Number two, I think no car crash, no what. The stable shouldn't have let the horse escape lah. And fortunately, they didn't create a lot of chaos also. Everybody was safe, everybody was what. But I do feel that horse stable need to protect the horses better. But I also feel that it was just a very, I don't know, like perfect chaos like that, like black swan like that. It's like, you cannot plan this better.
Maybe it's the marketing.
I feel so. I feel so like, oops, we let it go.
You see, my horse behaved, never injured. Walk to the landed house, never destroyed rubbish bin, never kick anything.
Because of that now, I know that Singapore got horse stable, that if you legit like horses, there's a place in Singapore you can go to ride on horses and bring your children there. Marketing campaign, you done your job. I now know that there's a horse stable in Pasir Ris.
Don't have to go all the way to Mandai.
From people horsing around to the government cracking down on vaping, the third news is on Singapore has passed tougher laws on vaping, introducing heavier penalties for those who use, sell or traffic vapes with a strong focus on protecting young people and clamping down on new nicotine products. Okay, so I think this is not new news. We covered this, I think, a few sessions or a few weeks back. Clamp down on vaping is even more serious with harsher penalties and whatnot. So I wanted to ask Jordan, do you think this is necessary or do you think that this kind of punishment is too heavy-handed?
I think the government will always do it heavy-handed. Like if you back down, then they'll say, hey, that time strict, now you are more lenient. So I think they will always go all out.
In fact, I feel that the clamp on, because I see vaping as like the same vein as like cigarettes and smoking .
Yeah.
I feel that the clamp down on smoking should be more serious. I don't know why they're not doing more. Probably they're afraid of like pissing off more people right? But vaping, I feel that it should be taken seriously because the recent reports have said that there's K-pods and whatnot, and then there's etomidate, and then it will result in deaths and it result in broken families . To send the right message across, right? Especially with so much social media and all this, we go like let's say overseas and we see so many people vape like it's such a cool thing and it doesn't have a bad smell. To send the right message, this is important . Yeah.
Any system will have its loophole. So it's how much the person who want to vape want to go through this risk of finding the loophole, right?
Yeah.
You see, okay, clamp down on this vaping thing. I've seen like on TikTok live, right? Like people play mahjong live, then they have this vape at the side. It's like this bugger is damn stupid. If I was the police, I got your IP address, I know where you are, I just clamp down your house now straight away.
Correct. Yeah.
If you want to do it smart lah. Don't just act put your vape in front of the live video. Yeah.
I've seen bartenders that bartend, then like turn around vape one, then I see the smoke come out. Then I'm like, 你可以再笨一点, you know, like public place leh.
Yeah, I think government is doing a pretty good job in clamping down lah.
Whatever you do, you say you go down hard on drugs, go down hard on whatever, there will be an underground market one. You see, even Singapore, we all ban drugs, we all like catch all these drug abusers for so long already, since our founding days. There is still stories you hear of people like, hey, kena arrested for drugs, hey, kena arrested for what? Regardless of whether or not there is a strict or more lenient quote-unquote law, right? The underground market will be there one. So clamping down is really to send the right message and tell youths that, you know, you shouldn't be vaping lah, right? And then the underground market is just a very unfortunate thing that, you know, there'll be good, there'll be evil, you know, then that has, it will exist lah. That's the way I see it lah.
You shouldn't be vaping in Singapore. You want to vape? Go outside of Singapore to vape.
Like, because in Singapore, government already say it's banned right? But if you go overseas, like, I don't know, go Europe, you could even go Malaysia, the vape, everywhere they sell, I see. Yeah. So besides punishment, right, what do you think needs to be done to really address this vaping culture? Or let's say we want to like discourage it.
It's a very hard thing to really discourage. If it's so easy, then our drug trafficking issue will be zero already, right?
Yeah, correct.
It's the same thing also. Yeah. To stop it 100%, no, I don't think it's doable.
A social media guy called Runner Cow, he really does a lot of this kind of campaigns, you know, telling students do not smoke vape. And then according to our Minister of Health, he does it $0 one, as in they didn't pay him to do these kind of things. Some of these influencers stepping up and, you know, sending the right message to students do make a difference. I think that's number one. How to make vaping less cool, okay? Because I don't know, every time I see vaping, like let's say overseas, or I see like vaping in some shows, right? It's always the cool kids, the people that like go to clubs, enjoying themselves, having a good time, you know, and then it's like a very cool alternative for cigarette. That's the image I keep getting lah. In terms of messaging and in terms of getting the message across that vaping is not cool, it might be bad for health. I think this important thing and, you know, needs to be communicated across lah. And then don't do it like call 1799 when you see people vaping, you know, that kind of like Singapore police post kind of thing. I think needs to be more creative like in the messaging. I don't know. No, on their own accord, the youths have to understand that this is bad and then I won't pick it up. Yeah.
I drink, but I don't smoke. Your choice of lifestyle that you want. No?
Correct. RTS thing opening by the end of this year. I only see this problem getting more complicated only. So we shall see lah. Before we end our episode, I would like to invite Jordan to rank a few news using our Alamak Meter. Okay, the first news is that the homegrown kids brand Tom and Stephanie is closing its Hillian Mall outlet after several years there, with the store running clearance sales and saying goodbye to regular customers.
Sad though, but I don't know what do I put in.
Alamak lor, this one I think
Alamak lor, like sian.
How to say, when the first news broke that the younger daughter is taking over and trying her best to like keep the business afloat, right? Then you see this happening again. It's like, wow, even she and her positivity couldn't stop the store from closing. Okay, the second news, a boy in Woodlands was allegedly grabbed and slapped twice by a man after some interaction involving the man's child, with the incident filmed, shared online, and now under police investigation. They believe the aggressor is the father of the boy's preschool classmate and not personally known to the family.
我不是女孩子，你打我的话，你 father is 错了。
Okay, understand. No warning, no what Seems like the whole thing I read, it's just like he go out,
Dumb.
From a parent, like, you don't understand what's going on, then suddenly just someone come out and slap your child. I mean, as a parent, you also like, what the fuck, right? I mean, you want to protect your child and all this, so it's really... Right. And then as the aggressor, right, it's a child that, like, you cannot communicate with the parents first, meh? To sort of understand the whole situation. The last one, a Malaysian man allegedly impersonated someone sent to collect gold and cash from a victim in a scam where callers posed as government officials and was arrested after trying to pick up the valuables. I have seen so many of this news of like what Malaysian or like people running tasks for Along, you know, pose as collector kind of thing, and then they catch the collector, don't catch the real mastermind behind all of this.
Alamak.
I don't want people still fall for this. Like, is it because you owe people money that you are forced into this to pay off your debt? Or like, are you just that desperate for money that you rather do this than to, you know, earn an honest living? Yeah, I'm not sure lah. Okay, alright, that was our Lao Jiaos Podcast. If you enjoyed our episode, please remember to like and subscribe. We have an episode that comes out every Friday. But in the meantime, if you're into football, we have the Football Kaki that drops every Wednesday, and our Cool People show where we interview fun and amazing guests around Singapore every Monday. Now, we don't always talk cock.
Sometimes we do.
Ow, ow, ow.